What you are about to see is the dissection of the myocardial ventricular band performed by Francisco Torrent-Guasp. Here, a cow heart will be dissected. All mammals and birds were found to have a similar heart structure. The heart is first boiled in water to soften the connective tissue. The atria, aorta, pulmonary and coronary arteries, as well as some fat, are then removed. The first anatomical fact to observe in the dissection of the myocardial band is represented by the anterior interventricular sulcus. This sulcus is crossed by aberrant fibers coming from the anterior aspect of the left ventricle to the free wall of the right ventricle, which, in effect, hold both ventricles together. Using only his fingers to bluntly dissect the heart, just following the natural directions of the fiber, Torrent-Guasp begins by cutting through the aberrant fibers along the sulcus and separating the pulmonary artery from the aorta. In this manner, the free wall of the right ventricle can be opened, revealing the right ventricular cavity. A second anatomical fact to observe is represented by the posterior limit of the right ventricular cavity, where the free wall and septum meet. Here begins a cleavage plane that must be followed all the way to the root of the aorta. At this point, you can see, once again following the direction of the fibers, how they descend into the well of the left ventricle. Next, Torrent-Guasp cuts the left fibrous trigone and follows the descending fibers, separating them from the more superficial ones. Turning the heart around and looking at the septum, a third anatomical fact can now be observed. Here you can see two layers of fibers. One runs up almost vertically to the aorta, while these fibers cross almost horizontally. A cleavage plane is in this way defined between the two layers. Torrent-Guasp continues the dissection, following the cleavage plane, separating the two layers. Then, by cutting the right trigone, he is able to free the aorta and unravel the myocardial band. The ventricular myocardial band, running from the root of the pulmonary artery to the root of the aorta. A singular muscular band that twists and loops like a rope into a helical structure, forming the left and right cavities of the ventricles.